I think you can see me, right? You can see me on the presentation or on the window here.
Yes.
On the presentation.
Okay, good. So, digital mindfulness in youth work. What I want to say here is like, we hear a lot of times digital mindfulness. In reality, digital mindfulness, it's all about attention and focus. We want to see where our focus is going on and how we can save our energy and clarity. Clarity is one of the most important words that we're gonna see it in a few minutes on our presentation. But in today's world, as you can see also from the photo, the bottleneck is the attention. It's not the information. Information, it's out there, like a lot of content, a lot of different things, everybody trying to get our attention. The biggest marketing companies, they just want this small piece from our attention to go on them. So our position is like how we can navigate into these processes and into this, in a delicate way to get away with that. In the specific presentation, the things that I want to cover, it's like I said, how in 2026 world with AI, with speed, with social media, with so much distraction, we have to have clarity and focus on the things that really matter. We will speak in general what is digital mindfulness, but from the perspective or on our work and our interest as a youth workers, always speaking. The third part is like we want to see in a different scope the digital mindfulness and how we can use them. First, with some examples, and second, first with some examples, what we do and how we can improve it. And the second perspective, it's about how we can use AI to change our methods, to take the attention from our youth into our processes on educational context. So, as the previous Adrian, at least the digital Adrian, present to us, AI, it's like a gas. What this metaphor means? It's a tool. It was always a tool. We talk about AI automation. It's like it's for the first time appear in our world, but in reality, no. This is how our work is evolving from 2000 years. Just now, this evolved, it's so much bigger than the previous one. So the change that made, it's very furious and very big. But don't forget, AI is just a tool. They help us to be more efficient in speed. It helps us to do our work faster. Also, this is a very important word, the faster, because fast means we win time. This is all what AI does. When we win time, what we have actually, it's like making impact in the fields that until now we hadn't the energy to delve into. Mindfulness are the direction. We decide the purpose of the time that we will have. We will setting boundaries, we will have more human connections, and in general, we can use this time effectively. Or it should be like that. In a theoretical point of view, this will be like the best thing. So automation, it does the repetitive work. but we have to be in a position to define the intent. In our perspective, or at least on my perspective, digital mindfulness, the number one skill that you have to develop is how you can keep your attention, how you can keep your focus on the things that really helps you, and don't brain rot your mind. Don't scroll all the time. The stress that you live when you have the very simple notification on your phone. Suddenly you are sitting calmly on your couch and your phone is starting ticking like for 5-6 seconds with notifications like messages, bam, 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 like, and you hear the voice of the message and suddenly your nervous system is very stressed. It's something that happened to all of us. And this is happening because we have it in our hands and we are expecting to see something bad or something very good. This is attract our attention. The second thing is like the boundaries. It's something that no one teaches us how to set boundaries on technology. Everybody teaching us how we can be more into technology, how we can have more knowledge about that. And in reality, it's up to us if we want to set our boundaries, because it's more stressful, it's more, it's don't let our calm to be there. Always we are in a constantly point of view, like phone, checking, and everything. So when you have the boundaries, after that you have the purpose, like why I'm using this specific tool. Usually, if the answer it is like because or why not, usually it's not the correct answer. You must have a purpose of using something, because if you don't do, this is where your distraction gets bigger. So the time that you win from automation of AI, you lose it from the distraction in the same way. So it's either way you're losing your time. So what AI plays in that field and how AI actually, it's one of the main things that make us lose our focus. AI, what does very good is like generate. You see everything everywhere. Generative AI, generate image, generate text, generate. You put some information in a very short time, generate a lot of content. Content that in reality you can't consume. We can't consume all the content that is out there. So when you have a lot of context, what is happening is like a lot of noise, a lot of things that in reality it doesn't really care you, but it's about the FOMO. The FOMO, it's the fear of missing out. It's the thing that when you feel like you are not interested, for example, about a tool that exists out there, but someone told you, oh, this tool, you have to check it. Maybe it's totally out of your interest, but because someone told you, you don't want to miss this information. Or because someone told you, hey, this a very good TV series, it's called Stranger Things, and everybody's watching it. Suddenly you want to watch it, just don't be out of the community, out of the conversations. This is the called FOMO. And in today's world, FOMO is the most stressful situation that you can put yourself, because you constantly put yourself in a position with a lot of information just to be with the trend, and you lose the really meaningful point of view, how to be relaxed and how to be chill. We have forget how this is actually. The result all of this is like decreasing attention. And attention, if you see from the history until now, it's the number one factor of growth. Attention and boring. Actually, some research said that in today's world, we are not boring. We are not living in a position that we get bored. Maybe it's funny, but think about that. Every time that you feel bored, that you feel that you have nothing to do, what you do in reality is like checking your phone, scrolling. The scrolling, it's the old I was boring. But when you was boring in the past, what you did is like trying to think how to cover this time in a creative way. So with so much distraction, we lose the ability to be creative, because the time that we have to be creative, it's consuming, but brain rot and useless context. How this is connecting in our everyday life? As we said, the majority here are youth workers. So what we do is like working with young people. From our perspective, the biggest problem is like how many tools are out there. Context, AI, presentation. Even today, what we did, we present some AI tools that I'm sure that you are interested in, but this is everywhere, every day. You don't really know where to focus, where to put your attention. Even in the AI world, it's like ChatGPT, Krog, Perplexity. There are like 6, 7 out there, and each one they have small difference. You just need to go step by step. I mean, this is what it's working the best. Just to know what you need and to be in a position to write it down. I need something to do that. So you know where to focus. Don't go out there and check everything. And this is our point of view, because the other point of view is the hardest one. It's like the young people that we're talking to, and we want to deliver some deliverables and to deliver some results that we have, or some impact that we want to do. For them are even worse, because as we said before, all the brain rot and the social media and the lack of attention for us as youth workers to attract the attention of our young people, it's one of the hardest things that we have to do. The old way, like presentations, games, all these things, they are interested, but for a few minutes. They have lost the ability to be focused in a long time. It used to be like 20 years ago, the amount of money that you can be full attend 40 minutes. That's why also the school system was like 45 minutes and 15 minutes break. Right now, the new research show that this time frame, it went to 25 minutes because of the constantly changing images in our head. So how we as youth workers can attract the attention of our young people in a position that we want to deliver our messages? It's a question that is going totally in a lot of directions, but one thing is for sure, the more content that we have doesn't mean that we have more impact. We have to do things simply and to keep it like that, and to go in the positions that we know. What we can do is like, we have to set up our environment. Just go step by step, one idea at a time. This is like a mindful facilitation, how we can use in our advantage the lacking that exists in today's reality. One idea at a time. Visual guidance. It's one of the most important things that we have to do. Today's young people today, they are all day with video presentations and very fancy colors. If we can't adapt that, it's really hard to speak their language. And the last is micro check-ins. About the visual guidance, because it's something that I think is very important. We're gonna speak also in the few minutes, because this is about the environment. Now, what will be our behavior? Our behavior must be like very empathetic, and we have to put emotions. We have to put things that technology can't provide. We have to provide validation on feelings, notification culture, how we interrupt the phone ringing, how we can make them feel chill without overstress. All these questions, it's not questions that there is one answer. There is so different answers because we're very psychological part of you. So this is the hardest part because you have to speak to each young people and each group in a different way. You have to be able to understand how they have learned to learn, and you can adapt in these processes. So that's why communication and empathy is a very important thing in our work. And now came clarity. We spoke at the beginning of the presentation. Clarity is the most important word because when you lacking attention, what is missing is clarity. Clarity is the ability to think properly without being distracted, having all the informations. If you don't have clarity, you are not taking good decisions. So these are the skills that we must have. Clarity is the number one skill that we must have. Because if we have clarity, we have a very good structure of what we want to deliver, like problem, why now, and what we want to do. We can transform this structure into a visual language so we can adapt in our youth environment and we can take our deliverables to show them and to be easier for them to understand it. And also the rhythm. The rhythm it's like the cherry on the top of the cake, because the rhythm, it's the thing that makes them interesting. It's like in the social media world, it's called the trigger point. Like you say something just to get the attention, and after you get the attention, you start involving what you want to say. How to use technology on all the things that we said before? How we can use AI, how you can use all these tools. When you have too many informations, you have somehow to make it simple. To make it simple like a mind map. You start from somewhere, you end to somewhere. So it's gonna be very clear what is the purpose of the things that you are saying. If you are lacking some information in between, and it's not easy for the brain of our brain, but also the brain of the young people that were working to understand, they're interesting. It must be very clear what you want to deliver in every position. Tech can do that. As we said before, after our presentation, we're gonna send you all the tools that we have already, all the presentations, how you can do it by yourself, how you can create very easy mind maps, how you can use summary in a way that you are able to present to your group. So this is something that technology offers us, and we can use it in our benefit to simplify instead of overload what we want to say. This is a very fast example. You can see here, it's a paper about environmental sustainability overview. You see a lot of information, a lot of data, a lot of things and information that it's there. Based on studies, this is one of the worst presentations that you can do, because young people, they are interesting about simple things. Even if it's 100% very detailed and very structured and very well organized photo and research, young people, they are not interesting about that. They're interested about, okay, what we do. get away from the theory. What do we have to do? And in reality, you have to be like that. You want to speak about environment sustainability, you must be like very direct. Like, listen, this is happened, this is what we do. And if they want to delve into the informations, you will have like a second presentation and explain what you said before, it's connected to that. So we give them the ability to make their own research on what we said and what we do. But in the beginning, you start very simple and explain them after. Don't try to explain them before, because when you explain before, it's what we said before, you lose the attention. So just closing these presentations, in general, the format, it's about to find the issue, that it's a steering wheel. It's like the choice, the control, how we can use all the AI, all the technology, all the phone, all the social media. The second part is like removing the noise, just to understand that this is the hardest part. You see me talking like it's something very easy, but it's not something easy. It's not something that you can remove from one day to another. It's something that we never learned to do that in the past. We have to do it by yourself. No one teaches how to don't use technology. Everybody else there is like, oh, how to do that, how to do that, how to develop your competences, the tech competencies, the digital. That is very important. But it's also important to remember that you have to have limits. Limits is one very important thing that we have forget about that, because everybody today's world is like, pass your limit, go out away of your comfort zone, be the penguin on the TikTok video that went from, this is more for the young people here, about the penguin and the TikTok. Anyway, the point is like, we have to put our limit on the use, and just to know what make us better and what deal us down, because this is the choice. This is the choice that we do intentionally. And mindfulness is the intentional use of digital content and in general technology, because when you don't choose to use it, this is when you start grow in that field. And all these conclusions with action. Take action. Say that today my limit will be 4 hours, no more than this. And the rest time, don't be like that and just thinking about, oh, I wish I could have my phone. No, find another way to cover your time. Read a book. It's up to you. Go outside. I'm not here to tell you what to do in your free time. This is what we do. We want to think what to do. It's something that we have missing. In the conclusion, mindfulness in general, it's not something, we are not against technology. I'm using AI from the very first day. I love it. It helped me. I want to really to delve even more into it, also social media, also stuff. But we have to have in the back of our minds, that we must have limits, because this is overwhelmed. And because we can't control algorithm, and the attention is the gold of this era, as you can see everywhere, trying to attract our attention. We are trying to just be conscious what we do, and even if we're overuse it, just to be aware of that. Thank you very much. I hope don't be like very boring, the mindfulness stuff and about the attention. It's a theoretical scale that take action also in a practical way. And it's a thing that we are not really talking a lot of these days, because nobody told us how to be aware and how we have limits. Everybody's like, how to learn more. Questions, notes, whatever you want, I will be very happy to answer. And the last message is like, we have to protect our attention and our energy, because attention and energy, it's like two things that it's super connected each other. And the most precious thing that we have is like where we put our energy. That's all from my side.